Hello, good evening. Who is going to join me tonight? Who is in the room tonight? Me. Mum's in the room tonight. I'm in the right position. I've got a hole in these socks as well. Take them off. Anybody joining me? Yay! We have Sue. Hey Sandra. Sue from London. Hey Claire. Hello Ali. Okay, set it upright. How are we all this evening? Yeah, so have I, Claire, actually. Nice stretchy yin. How's everyone on this drizzly Sunday evening? Oh, about sunny London. Stop it now. Enough. Hi Emma. Hello Christine. Evening Sandra. Okay, now I know not a lot of people. Hi Jan. I know, what a miserable day. I'm actually boring myself going on about the weather now, so I'm going to try not to talk about it too much. So I'm listening to just boring myself, listening to myself complaining about the drizzle and the rain. It is what it is. It is what it is. Hello Gav. Hello Catherine. I'm assuming Catherine's going to be there too. I also told myself to stop singing on these lives for some reason. I don't know if you've noticed. To go hello, and I kind of sing people's names out, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to try and talk normal, like not sing to people. Hi Emma. Hi Martin. Is Martin with you as well, Emma? You're going to be doing some yin with me tonight. So I know we don't get lots of people on here on a Sunday evening, particularly if people have had a big Sunday roast. Hi Ruth. Hello Dee. Nice to see you. Wouldn't it be great if I could see you all? It would be, but I know you're there, so that's okay. Hi Judith. So we are 32 minutes past. Gonna do a bit of an all over body yin tonight. And I'll just keep introducing these classes and talking through these classes as if you don't know what we're doing. So those of you that have been to my classes, like physically, when we're in the same room, have done quite a bit of yin with me. Some of you have been on these. I think this is our 4th week of yin, I think. So you'll kind of understand the instructions and what we're all about, but I will still talk you through it every single week, because I guess there's always going to be new people that join in, that watch, that won't really understand the concept of yin. And it's also nice to be reminded, and for me to remind myself as well. Hi Susie, nice of you to join. So yeah, we've got a little all over body practice tonight, just to try and get into all the areas, the shoulders, the upper body, the hips, the back, and so just try and relax. And yes, it is grey and miserable and raining here in Spain again. But it's one of those nights where it feels like really nice to just put the fire on and get some candles burning and get your snuggly blankets and all that. So sometimes the weather does contribute to a nice, cosy, snuggly yin class. Hi Heather. Hi Judith. So people still dropping in here. So whether you're just watching or whether you're actually here for the duration of our class, nice of you to join whatever we're doing. So those of you that are here for the duration, you're having your roast after Jen. I have mine in. Make sure you've got your cushions, whatever props that you normally use, so rolled up yoga mat is good, that you want to use. Yeah, just something to support it during your practice. So we are going to start in, hi Julia, we're going to start on our knees in a type of child's pose. So we're going to take the knees wide as the mat. We're going to bring the big toes together to touch. You can see at the back, big toes together, knees are wide. And we're going to bring our chest down towards the floor. Really stretch those arms out and let the chest be heavy. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, if your knees don't like it, you might need to put a blanket or a cushion behind the knee crease so that your bum doesn't come too far down. You don't want to feel any pressure on your knees at all. If your chest doesn't come to the floor, you might want to support it on a cushion. But if you're more open in the shoulders, what is really good to do to get into the upper part of the back here as well is have a cushion a little bit further away to rest the wrists on and the forearms. So then you've got a space between the upper arms and the floor, and you can really let your chest sink down towards the floor. So you're going to feel this stretch really opening up through the shoulders and the chest. So let me get my timer on. You get yourselves into position. We're going to be here for 4 minutes. So I'm going to use a cushion to prop my wrists on, and I want you to completely relax. So now and again you'll see me lift my head and look up at the screen as if I'm watching you in a classroom. I wish I could see. I always look at the camera as if I can see you. Actually the signal's not good for Jan, so might be a lot of breaking up on here. So please don't do what I do when you see me fidget around and looking up. Please really just try and release and relax and let go. So we've got a few things to think about during our yin practice. Also, I'm keeping my head lifted so that you can hear my voice and I'm not just muffling down into the ground. So a few things to think about in our practice, because every time you move, you create a muscle contraction. And we really want to give our body this opportunity to completely relax and release and let go. So that might mean trying to find stillness during discomfort, but please don't confuse discomfort with pain. You don't want to be in pain in any of these postures. And if you're feeling any pain around the knees, or in the neck, or around any joints, please move out of the posture. Just take it into a modified variation. Just move away from it a little bit. And if any of you do struggle with any of these postures, obviously I can't see you, please drop me a message and say, you know, that one you did when we were in this position, it really, you know, I found it really uncomfortable here, or this hurt or that hurt, and I'll try and give you some modifications for you to do going forward. So right now we're trying to find stillness here. We don't want to resist gravity. Let yourself be. So we might feel hips and lower back. This is a really lovely stretch with the back. Or again, if you're something like mine, you might be feeling this across the shoulders, the upper back, the chest. Just such a nice opening. But again, please let your head go completely. I'm lifting mine up so again so you can hear my voice, but I'm feeling a little tension here in the neck. So if I was practicing this as my own practice, I'll completely be down on the floor. So another thing to think about during your yin practice is to not go to your maximum stretch. So when you go into your maximum posture or your maximum stretch, your body will start to resist because it gets a little bit scared that you're going to break it, that you're going to pull something. So those muscles start to contract, it starts to resist. And what we want is to let go. So just know where your edge is, know where that maximum is, and then back away from it a little bit and come to a place where you can let yourself go. We've got 30 seconds left here. It's 4 minutes in this position. Okay, there's our 4 minutes here done. So always moving in and out of these positions nice and slowly. So drawing those arms a little bit, press down on the elbows, walking the hands back, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Oh, a few more people on. Hey, bringing those legs together. And we're going to bring the legs out in front. We're coming into a seated forward fold. So I really felt that across my shoulders and chest. It feels quite nice. Again, you might be feeling it around the hips and the groin, the psoas muscle that comes from the lower back. You might be feeling a nice stretch there. So we're going to carry on opening up the back of the body with our forward fold. So again, if you're tightening your hamstrings and the lower back, you might want to keep your knees bent and just give them some support with, this is actually a little bit big for me, but you know, if I had a rolled up blanket or a towel I could place underneath, actually it's saying it's big, it feels quite nice, feels quite comfortable. And you're just going to let yourself roll over. Now, you might not need that. You might have straight legs. It's actually feeling a little bit better for me. I'm getting more of a stretch here with the straight legs. Or if you're feeling any tension in your back, you might want to support yourself with a cushion underneath or just underneath the head. So use a cushion if you want to, anywhere that feels good. Or if you don't need it, don't use it. Again, 4 minutes going to be here. We're not reaching for the feet. Normally in class I'm saying like nose to toes or chin to shin. Just going to let the back round and soften. I'm going to press start. Let the head relax, let the shoulders relax. Notice I've got my palms facing upwards, so I'm not trying to push into the floor. I'm not trying to reach for the feet. Just neck, shoulders, back, completely relaxed. Our yin practice is a really good time for little mini meditations. So just really trying to make a connection with your breath. And noticing what's happening in your mind. So you're not trying to clear your mind of thoughts, but you are trying to detach yourself from those thoughts. So just think of those thoughts as being little clouds floating past. And if there's a heavier cloud that's sitting there that you're getting all engrossed in, try and switch your attention to something else. And that something else can be very easily be the breath. So your breath is constant, it's there. We don't need to try and change it, we don't need to try and control it. We can just watch it. So if you do feel that your mind has attached itself to a thought and you're getting all caught up in a little story, just recognise that and say, I'll come back to you later. Right now, I'm practicing my yin and I'm breathing. Also good to take awareness to your body. Notice how your body is feeling. So giving yourself a body scan. So although I feel quite relaxed and heavy, just thought about my feet and I realised that my toes and my ankles were kind of tense. So just trying to let those toes and ankles relax. Relax the calves, relax the knees, the thighs. Just waking up through the body. Particularly allowing the neck, the head, the shoulders to relax. So we're just letting gravity do the work. We're not trying to force ourselves to let our head rest on our knees or our shins. We're just hanging out here. Really using that exhale as a softening into the posture. Someone once said to me, it's like a door opening into the posture. I thought it was a really nice way to describe it. few more breaths just here. So notice what's happening in the body, notice what's happening in the back of the legs, around the back of the hips, through the back, the neck, shoulders. Just 2 more breaths, nice and long. And then gently, we're going to move out of this posture, so your back's lengthened now, those back muscles have been stretching, so you want to just give it some support as you bring yourself up to seated. Arms onto the floor, engaging the belly, so you've got a strong core as you bring yourself all the way up. And then we're going to come onto the back. And that's where we're going to stay then for the rest of the class, down on the back. So not much moving around tonight, which is what I like. I don't like doing yin practice where we move around too much. So we're going to come all the way down. I'll try to angle this camera so you can see. Hopefully you can. We're going to take our banana posture. So we're going to do this each side. So I like to get the upper body into position first. So I'm going to move from my waist up to my head as far as we can across to the left side of the mat. So I'm going to press the elbows down into the floor and keep the hips where they are, so the hips don't move, but you're going to bend from the waist and you're going to start to shuffle to the left side of the mat. And when you can't move any, I'm going to grab my phone so I can see the time. Your feet and the side of the mat. So you see you've got this banana shape going on in the body, so you've got this big stretch. Then we're going to take the arms up overhead and rest them on the floor behind. Now if your arms don't reach the floor, please do use a cushion behind you and rest them on a cushion. You don't want your arms hovering in the air, so if you haven't got the flexibility in the shoulders or you've had a shoulder injury and they won't come down there, please do rest them on a cushion. And if you have had a shoulder injury and it just doesn't like to be in this position, then please bring the arm down. If the arms are overhead, you're going to take hold of the right wrist, right elbow with the left hand, gently draw it over a little bit further. There's my timer. Let's go. How long are we here for? 3 minutes. We're going to do 3 minutes here. If you feel you've still got some space to move into, remember you don't want to take this to your maximum stretch, but if you do feel quite open in the right side of your body, you can cross your right ankle over your left ankle, and that will again just intensify a little bit. Remember, we want to try and stay as still as possible. So as soon as I cross my ankle over, then my glutes contracted. I felt all around my bum, my hips and my belly all contracted in. So I just need to take a couple of breaths just to release and let go. I really love to open up the side of the body, really feeling this openness through the side of the waist. So breathing, nice deep breaths and feeling the expanse of that right lung, opening up through the right side of the rib cage. So you might be feeling the stretch anywhere down the right side of the body. Now if you're feeling any cramping or pinching in your left side, so that lower left rib might be sort of pressing in under the diaphragm there, pressing into the waist, you need to lengthen a little bit more. So you need to move out of this bend, lengthen the spine, really reach, and then bend into it. If you try and take this posture and your spine is all kind of compressed, you will find those ribs digging a little bit. It can be painful. That. So you might be feeling this anywhere up the right side, from your right ankle, up that outside of the right leg, the outside of the knee, the thigh, hip through the waist, right side of the rib cage, into the right shoulder. And then we're all the way up into the elbow. Remember, release and relax. It's actually really hard to do it. You know, I practice yin yoga quite a lot, and it's amazing when I feel relaxed actually how tense I am. So just notice that. So let the toes relax, the thighs, all the muscles around the knees, let them go. The muscles in the bum, the belly. You shouldn't feel like you're supporting anything right now. We've just got 2 more breaths just here. You should feel like your body is completely supported by the floor, the mat, your cushions. Last breath. And then we're going to slowly move out. So bringing those arms back down. If your ankles are crossed, I'm crossing your right ankle from your left. And then bringing your whole body back to the center of the mat. Remember, often we feel these poses more when we move out than when we're in. You can feel quite relaxed when you're in there, and then when you come back to neutral, it's like, oh, it feels good. So, we're going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to start to shuffle from the waist up, waist, ribs, chest, shoulders, over to the right side of the mat. Hips stay still, so you want the hips don't come with you. And then you're going to start to walk the feet and the ankles to the right side. You don't want to roll onto your right hip, your left to the floor. One cheek, the back of that left hip stays down. Arms come up overhead. You're going to take hold of the left wrist or the left elbow with the right hand. And then if it feels good to do so, maybe that left ankle can cross over the right side. But again, if it feels too intense, if you feel you tighten up, if you tense up, please just leave it on the floor. Remember using a cushion behind you. Let's press start. Really enjoy this posture because I do feel a really great stretch up the side of the body. I think we're so used to bending forwards and bending backwards and twisting round to look over our shoulder or something, and we don't really open up the sides of the body very much. So both shoulder blades are resting on the floor, both back of the hips are on the floor. But apart from that, you're just breathing and softening. Our yin yoga is one of the best yogas to increase flexibility. So if flexibility is something that you need, and we all need to have a good flexibility because we don't want to snap when we fall. So flexibility is really key to our body's health. And this type of yoga practice is actually the best for flexibility because it really gets deep into the connective tissue, the fascia. However, we do need to do this practice with another form of yoga or a different form of exercise just to make sure that we're also working on our strength and our stability. But we need to bend so we don't break. Just a few more breaths right here. One more minute. haven't frozen, I'm still here. I should play music, shouldn't I? First week I think I played some music. The screen's not frozen. I'll try and remember to do that next week so you can have some silence. 2 more breaths. And gently bring it all back to center. So releasing the arms down by the sides. If your ankle is crossed over, release the legs back to center. Then we're going to stay on the back. You're going to bend the knees. I'm just going to turn slightly to the side. So you're going to bend the knees so the feet are on the floor. We're going to do some opening up for the hips and the glutes. You're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So notice it's not my thighs that are crossed, not the calves. So we've literally got the outside of that right foot, the right ankle on that left thigh. I'm going to let that right knee drop open to the side. How long am I doing here? Like 2.5 minutes. So to get this stretch in this right glute, you're going to lift that left foot off the floor. You're going to take hold of the left thigh. Or if you've got the flexibility to do so, you can take all the way round into the shin, but taking hold of the thigh. Now, if you're struggling to get hold of the thigh and your chin is lifted, your shoulders are coming up off the floor, please do take a cushion underneath the head and the shoulders to give you some support. This actually feels really nice, but I know that I don't need it, so I'm going to take that away. I'm going to take hold of the shin so I can get this really deep stretch in the glute. So we've got 2.5 minutes from now, right here. I know you've probably already been there for 30 seconds, so get a little bit longer in these stretches. So you should be feeling a stretch in this right bum cheek or anywhere around this right hip or into the thigh there. This is a really good stretch to get into the piriformis muscle, which is deep in the bum. And your sciatic nerve passes really close to it. Sometimes it can pass right through this muscle. And when that muscle is tight, it can cause pressure on the sciatic nerve, which will result in sciatic pain. So you could feel it in the bum, the hip and down the leg. So it's really good for relieving any pressure from that nerve, but also great for just opening up the hips. It's not as relaxing as some of our other postures because it does take a little bit of effort in the upper body to hold this leg in to give us our best stretch. This is actually really good to do against a wall. I think we did this against a wall last week for some of you that had a wall though. Unless that was in one of my classes in the week, I can't remember now. I can't remember what we did. But it's really good to do so that your left foot, this leg that you're holding in, is actually, that foot is actually pressed against the wall, so you've got that resistance, so you don't even need your hands there. So if you do have a wall close to you, it's actually really good to use there. How are we doing for time? Okay. And getting into this area in the hips as well can often feel super uncomfortable. So it's just being here through our discomfort. Remember, not pain, you don't want to be here in pain, but just being here through discomfort. Just breathing through it. You know, everybody's having to deal with discomfort of some sort at the moment. During this lockdown period, you know, I know it's really hard for some people and finding the whole situation very uncomfortable, but it's kind of just enduring it. We know it's not going to last. It's the same with our postures. It's never going to last. Everything changes. We're just being there with the discomfort because we know it's for the best. We know that we're going to get the best out of it. Okay. For time, because I was enjoying it so much. 2 minutes 40. So releasing that leg, bringing that left foot back down to the floor. You're going to have to do the same length of time on the other side. Bring that right foot down to the floor. Oh, I'm feeling that in the hamstring actually in that right side tonight. And then we're going to go over to the other side. So your left ankle is going to cross over your right thigh. And then we are going to bring that right. Now notice already it's going to feel different in this hip. Maybe your knee doesn't come quite as open to the side. Maybe you already feel like your hip is a little bit stuck. So it will feel different. So I know that I can't get my shin on this side. This is my tighter side, my tighter hip. So I'm just going to take hold of my thigh here. I'm going to press go. So I'm going to reach up, take hold of thigh. Remember, let those shoulder blades relax down to the floor. You don't want your shoulders lifted up, so the shoulder blades are snuggled into the floor. The back of the neck is long. Don't want the chin lifted high, neck is long, you're on the back of the head. Few breaths here. So I do like a yin practice on a kind of a chilly winter's night, like in put my woolly. This is the great thing about yoga as well. You can, particularly yin yoga, you can wear all your woolies, your PJs, your dressing gown, have your blankets. You just make it cozy and nice and nurturing. And just giving yourself some self-care. Being careful where the mind is going, so staying mindful, staying with your practice, staying in your body and with your breath. So when I'm actually practicing this with you in person, when I do these classes in person, obviously we have a lot longer, so we usually hold postures for longer, and we have postures in our class. Moments of silence, so that you can really settle into your posture without listening to me rabbit on. I'm talking more than I would in a yin class because I just want you to know that I'm still here and we've not frozen. Another 30 seconds to go. Few breaths. Okay. So releasing that right leg, bringing that left foot down to the floor. And then I'm going to come into a twist. Let's fix my clothes here. So, let me see which way you're going to do this. I'm going to cross the right thigh over the left thigh. And we're going to bring the legs to the left. So this is quite intense twist. So when your legs are crossed, it's going to feel a bit more intense. You want your shoulder blades to stay on the floor. And knees are dropping to the left. Doesn't matter if your knees don't touch the floor. Remember, you can use a cushion underneath the knees there. Let the knees drop on the cushion. Most important thing is to keep that right shoulder on the floor there. If you're not enjoying your twist with the legs crossed, then just place your right knee on top of your left knee. So cross the legs and place the right knee on top of the left knee. And we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So my shoulder blades have come off the floor. So actually I am going to just place a little cushion for some support there. And then I can relax into it a little bit better. So I'm on the outside of my left hip here. I've got my right shoulder blade down on the floor. As soon as you let your shoulder blade twist, the most important thing is to have the shoulders on the floor. And then if your shoulders are comfortably on the floor, and if you've got your knees down on the floor, and you're still feeling quite comfortable, you can draw your knees a little bit higher towards that left shoulder, so they're tucking in a little bit more to the left side of the rib cage, the left shoulder, and that takes your twist a little bit higher up the spine. Your neck, however you want to, so if your neck feels comfortable, you can look over your right shoulder, so take this twist all the way up to the neck. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can look straight up towards the sky. Again, notice where you're holding any tension. Notice how it feels in the jaw. Is the jaw relaxed? Have you got a little space between the teeth? Let the tongue drop loose to the base of the mouth. Just peel it away from the back of the teeth. Notice the muscles behind the eyes, let them soften in the cheeks and the forehead. I was doing a class the other day and someone said, let the ears relax. And I thought, the ears? But of course, we've got these muscles around the ears. You know, you see these people are able to move and twitch their ears, like using these muscles. That's the side of the face. So yeah, let your ears relax. If you feel after a little while that your body is relaxed and opened up a little bit more into the posture, then you can just take a small movement to maybe move a little bit closer towards your edge. Just knock my water over. Top sounds okay. So the body feels a bit more open now, so just move that cushion away for the last few seconds to get a little bit deeper into this twist. But remember, if you do that and you feel your body resist, please just pull back again. Okay, so it's time to come back to center. So remember, engage the belly, so you want to keep some strength in the core to protect the back as we move back to center. Uncross that right leg if your legs have been crossed. Bring that right foot back down to the floor. And then we're going to shift the hips to the left a little bit. I'm going to cross the left thigh over the right thigh. And again, let both knees drop to the right. And press start. So 3 minutes here. So again, I'm going to use a cushion underneath the legs because that shoulder was rolling off the floor. It is much more intense when you've got this cross in the legs, so please, if it's too much for you, uncross the legs, just bring one knee on top of the other knee, take them a little bit further down the mat, shoulder, so you can relax into it. Let the fingers relax, the hands. Just notice the breath and what's happening with the breath. And breath and body work together, so if we hold tension in the body, we often hold tension in the breath, and if we hold tension in the breath, we're often holding tension in the body. So it's like joint efforts, release and let go. Remember, if it feels okay in the neck, You can be looking over that left shoulder. Okay, but please don't, if anything feels, even if it doesn't feel painful, if it just feels too strange in the neck, please don't take it into that position. Just make sure the neck's comfortable. Hopefully you're all still with me and signal isn't too bad. Seems okay from this side for a change. The weather can be quite disruptive to our internet signal, particularly any of us in the valley. There's a few more breaths here. And getting ready to move. Sometimes we get into these positions, don't we think, oh, I want to stay here longer. So remember, this is recorded, so you will be able to catch this class at any time in the future. So if you do find a posture that you want to stay in, please do stay there. For now, I'm coming out of this posture to move into our last one. So slowly lifting those knees up if you're moving with me. Bringing the feet back down to the floor. I'm just going to roll over onto one side and bring yourself up to seated. There you are, hello. Oh, a few other people have dropped on since I've been down there, not been able to see. So coming into one of my favourites, and I think I include this in all of my yin classes because it feels so good. Giving mummy cushion over there. So you'll want your cushions or your props for this one. We're taking a supported back bend. I'm going to take my cushion here. Feels quite nice. So you want this cushion underneath the shoulder blade. So you don't want it down into the lower back. You want it high so the shoulder blades are on the cushion. But then if it's quite high and your neck is dropping back, please do put support under your head so that you're crunching up in the neck there. So this is our last posture. For my head, where's my clock on? There it is. We're going to be here for 4 minutes. So I'm going to get my back into position first. So cushion is just under the shoulder blades. Flexibility depends on high or low you want to go. So you might just have a little folded up towel under the shoulder. You might have a yoga block. You might have this is a very supportive cushion. It's quite a solid cushion. You might have something a bit softer. Remember, just having something that works for you right now. So I've got my cushion there. Yep. Got a nice back bend there. So again, first of all with the legs, you can do whatever feels good. That actually feels better for the neck. Whatever feels good for your legs. So you can have your legs out straight. That's a really nice stretch. You might feel it stretch the front of the body. Or you can come into a butterfly pose. So you can bend the knees, let the knees drop open, bring the soles of the feet together. I'm just going to turn side on a little bit. I think that is better for people to see. So you can take this posture here, or the legs out straight. Or if you want, you can keep the knees bent and just let the knees drop in towards each other. Whatever feels good for your back. Keeping the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop open. You're going to get more of a stretch in the hip flex, in the hips, the inner thighs. I'm going to have my legs straight out tonight. With the arms, again, you can be down by the side. So if your arms are down by your side, turn the palms up towards the sky. Okay, because this is just going to help roll those shoulders back. It's going to give you a little bit more openness across the chest and the shoulders. Or if you want to take a deeper posture, if you want to move a little bit deeper into this, arms up over the head, taking hold of the wrists or the elbows, and let those arms drop back behind. So I'm going to keep this posture with my arms. This is just intensifying that back bend a little bit more. I'm feeling more of an opening through the rib cage. Now I didn't press start, so I'm going to keep us here for 4 minutes now. I'm going to just about 3.5 from now. So this is our last posture for today's class. So again, awareness to your body, maybe giving yourself a body scan from the toes all the way up, so toes relaxed, ankles, muscles around the knees, the thighs, the hips, and the belly, the lower back. Relaxing and softening through the rib cage. Remember, we're trying to find stillness. We've got our cushion or our blankets underneath for support. The floor is solid, that's going to support us, so it's okay to let go, it's okay to let your body relax. Relaxing all the front of the body, all the muscles in the ribs and the shoulders, the chest, the arms, the fingers. And the neck is relaxed, the jaw is relaxed, the tongue is loose behind the teeth, and the muscles and the face relaxed, the cheeks behind the eyes and the forehead. Allowing it all to soften. Okay, we've got another minute here. We've just tried to get in a whole body stretch today, so we've opened up through the hips, we've opened the back of the body through the hamstrings and the back, a little bit opening through the shoulders, through the sides of the body, and now open up through the front of the body. No force, no pressure, no pushing or pulling, just softness, just let go. Okay. So if you're feeling really comfortable there, this is our last posture, so please feel free to stay here for as long as you like. If you want to come out of this right now, I'm going to bend the knees, take the feet to the floor, just use the elbows and the hands. You can either roll to one side and push yourself up, or coming straight up to seated. Or if you want to take your Shavasana, if you want a bit more relaxation, you can move these cushions out of the way. You can come to lay down on your back. and just take a few minutes Shavasana. I always look at my hair, I look like I've just woken up. So hardly move, but my hair's just got out of bed. So I hope you enjoyed our Sunday night yin practice tonight. I always enjoy these classes with you. It's really nice, it gives me an opportunity as well. And really nice to connect with you and know that you're there just practicing along with me as well. Enjoy your Sunday evening. Have a really good night's sleep. I'm interested to know if you sleep better after your yin practice. Stay happy, and I shall see you at 10 o'clock time, 9 o'clock UK. Namaste.
Namaste.